Fox 9, I'm Alix Kendall.
I'm Tom Butler, and the headline, it is Friday. You made it. We made it. Let's do this thing together. The time now is 6:01. We continue to follow a developing story for you out of Kansas this morning.
A community is in shock after a deadly mass shooting at a factory. 3 people.
Time now is 6:03. Happening today, we'll find out just how much money is in the state coffers before state lawmakers go back to work next month.
Well, later this morning, the state budget office will release a new budget forecast, as they always do. Our Bill Keller joins us live. Bill, it is 6:05 right now. Another explosive night in the race for the White House. GOP candidates sparred at the final Republican presidential debate before Super Tuesday.
Kelly O'Connell joins us with a look back at last night's contest. And Kelly, we know that Trump had a huge target on his back last night.
Did he ever? And yes, it was an interesting.
Stage is set in downtown St. Paul for one of the most thrilling events of the winter season.
More than taters will come out to see the big show.
Right. Short sleeve shirts and the whole bit.
Right.
It'll be
Sun
nice.
will be shining.
It'll be nice.
Great.
Hopefully we have a good commute on this Friday. We typically,
Well, Chevy is offering car buyers a big discount to buy one of its cars. We'll explain what that's all about.
Plus cereal. Alex, I don't know if I see it.
I see it.
6:24. We see you, kind of. Good to have you along. Here's a look at the stories happening as you.
6:31 on this Friday morning. We hope your morning is getting off to a good start. Thanks for waking up with us here in Fox 9. I'm Alix Kendall.
I'm Tom Butler. Great to have you along, and happy Friday. The time is 6:31. Happening today, we'll find out just how much money is in the state's coffers before state lawmakers go back to work next month.
Later this morning, the state budget office is releasing a new budget forecast, which they do. Our Bill Keller is live in St. Paul to break down. Very good idea. 6:36 now. This is the end of an era. After 26 years, Taste of Minnesota is calling it quits.
General Manager.
It's 6:36 now. The traffic is a little lighter.
Check in then. Thanks, Keith.
An escaped unicorn takes police on a wild pursuit. You heard that right. Coming up, we have the wild video you'll want to see to believe. We'll take you to California to get all that crazy details.
Now it makes sense. Yes, it does. First, though, let's check in.
Watching at home, there really is such a thing as a unicorn.
I can just hear the
was
call.
Just one dressed up as one.
To 911. Dude, I'm serious. I'm totally serious. It's a unicorn. I'm looking at it right now. Dude.
Maybe they didn't respond right away. His officers were like,
Yeah.
We need to double check that.
Got another one. Got another one, Charlie.
That's bizarre. Let's move on to talk about the home improvement shows. 2 weekends of stuff to see at the convention center.
So much. So much more on our weather. Keith Marler talking about 50s for tomorrow, but today is not a bad day either.
No. To talk about that, I got to put this back in. You know, this is, I was saying, this is a contentious issue in our household because I got a Chicago guy. It's all about the Chicago mix. It's got to be from Chicago, from Garrett's. But this settles a long-time feud with the company that makes Chicago Mix, where it started here in Minnesota.
Yeah, I hope this settles the feud, and I'll call Garrett Mix. But this recent one.
All right. Thanks for filling us in. I'll make sure that
samples, Halter?
Yeah, you have any samples? Actually, I get them plenty. Every month.
There's
I
4
end up with a
Candyland
big
stores
box
already.
of Garrett's.
2 in Minneapolis.
Thanks, Nick.
you.
All right. Thanks for setting that for us. As always, nice to talk.
Guess I'm taking his birthday gift back. 6:55 now. Here's a recap of the big stories we're following for you on this Friday.
We begin with
We're coming right back with much more on the Fox 9 Morning News on this Friday. Halter's going to be nicer, and we'll be seeing you at 7.
I'm looking for my birthday present.
Okay. Everybody, welcome to Fox 9. I'm Alix Kendall.
I'm Tom Butler. Great to have you along on this Friday. We start with continuing coverage of a developing story in Kansas where a shooting rampage in a small town leaves 4 people dead, including the suspected gunman.
More than a dozen other people are wounded. Fox 9's Patricia Stark has the latest. 7:03 right now. Happening today, we will find out just how much money is in the state's coffers before state lawmakers go back to work next month.
And we know it's a lot. Later this morning, the state budget office will release a new budget forecast. Our Bill Keller is live.
7:05 now. Another explosive night in the race for the White House. GOP candidates sparred in the final Republican presidential debate before Super Tuesday.
Kelly O'Connell joins us now with a look back at last night's contest. And we know when you're the front runner, you're the target.
Yeah,
And
take
Trump
some heat.
was.
Everybody's going after you, right? It was an interesting night for sure.
Yesterday, we told you about Colonel Sandy Best of the Minnesota National Guard. Well, now she goes by Brigadier General Sandy Best.
Yes, she does, General.
And she'll be joining us here on the Fox 9
On Monday.
Yeah, on Monday. So stay tuned for that. All right, 7:09, it's weather time, and we are really looking forward to this weekend, aren't we?
I'm thinking about Saturday. I'm thinking about today, too.
Even
Keith.
today.
Yeah.
With 50 degrees in the forecast for tomorrow, St. Paul is definitely the place to be this weekend.
Time now is 7:16.
It is one of the most popular winter events every year in St. Paul.
Huge crowds expected for the Red Bull Crashed Ice event happening tomorrow night next to the Cathedral of St. Paul. Some action tonight, too. Don Stevens joins.
Oh, check it out. I mean, if you haven't yet, it's going to be warm enough.
We
And
know it.
really think about it. There have been some really cold
Oh, yes.
years.
I think the first year,
Yikes.
Keith, it was, I want to say it was below zero for the event. If I remember at first, that is true.
It is.
Yeah. Well, good morning, and thanks for waking up with us here on Fox 9. I'm Tom Butler.
And I'm Alix Kendall at 7:31 on this Friday. Thanks for joining us. Let's get into what happened last night. Republicans returned to the debate stage last night.
It's their final debate before Super Tuesday. Doug Luzader joined.
In debate.
Thanks, Doug.
Well, this is the home improvement show. It is so big. It is taking up 2 weekends and all of the Minneapolis Convention Center.
That's what we call ginormous. The Minneapolis Home and Garden Show runs today through Sunday, then again March 4th through the 6th. M.A. Roscoe, she's the...
Just saying.
We're not nervous.
Keith? It is 7:41 right now. It is Hollywood's biggest night, but Move Over stars Vice President Joe Biden is also getting ready to take the stage. We'll tell you about his role in the show, the Oscars, on Sunday.
Plus, it is the... Know that?
No,
No.
no, just the introduction by
Okay,
Lady
I see.
Gaga.
All right, okay. Then you'd have a story. Then that would be something. Then
He's
Keith and
Lady
I would,
Gaga's Tony Bennett.
Keith and I
you'd
would
say.
really watch that. It's 7:49 now, and we're singing the weatherman praises because good
is.
way to head into the weekend.
Good looking Friday.
I like it. Good morning to you. Thanks for waking up with us here on Fox 9. I'm Tom Butler.
And I'm Alix Kendall. Keith Barlow is going to talk about that sunshine that we are just bathing in its glory right now. Well, the nation is looking for answers after a tragedy in Kansas.
A deadly shooting rampage last night left 3 people dead and the alleged gunman dead as well. More than a dozen others have been hurt. Some of them are still in critical condition this morning. Kelly O'Connell joins us with the latest on that, and it sounds, Kelly, like the alleged gunman worked at the place where he opened fire.
Exactly. He went back to his workplace. That's what police are saying.
Thank you, Kelly. It's 8:01 now, happening today. We'll be finding out just how much money is in the state's coffers before state lawmakers go back to work next month.
Later this morning, the state budget office will release a new budget forecast. Our Bill Keller joins us now.
This is 8:05, just about. A rhetorical brawl from the start at last night's Republican debate as the candidates took aim at frontrunner Donald Trump. It is 8:06 right now. Flags will fly at half-staff today for a Minnesota Marine who died in a helicopter crash.
24-year-old Sergeant. Well, it's time to talk traffic, and that's been a pretty good conversation so far this morning.
Keith, well, the stage is set for an extreme sporting event in the Twin Cities this weekend.
Don Stevens is at the site of crash.
It's 8:30 right now. Happening today, the state budget office is releasing a new economic forecast.
And the numbers will tell lawmakers how much money is in the state's coffers when they go back to work next month. Our Bill Keller is live in St. Paul with...
It's 8:32 now. Crowds will be cheering in St. Paul this weekend. It is a very big weekend for extreme sports.
It's that crashed ice. It's back this year. Hundreds of thousands of spectators expected to get in on the excitement over a couple of days. Don Stevens joined...
Crashed ice this weekend.
8:35 now. It might feel like spring, of course, for this weekend's crashed ice events.
There's another event that will actually help you prepare for the season. Let's check in with M.A. Roscoe, who's indoors.
Break the record of 54 set way back in the 1800s, so that'll be our Saturday.
It's 8:39 now. This is the home improvement show that is so big that it has to take up 2 weekends, all at the Minneapolis Convention Center.
How big is it, Alex? How big? Well, the Minneapolis Home and Garden Show runs through today and it actually runs through next weekend as well. And this weekend, M.A. Roscoe joins us live with some highlights from the first and productive, it sounds like.
Yeah.
On Monday, M.A. invites you to take a long, cool sip of nostalgia.
She visits the Whistler Soda bottling plant in Forest Lake to show us how this soda gets its throwback flavor. I know she was saying a lot of great things. This is going to be, I think, one of her best stories in recent times, and she's looking forward to it.
Old-time soda pop. That means we get a sample, too.
We do. Yep, we do.
Very good.
8:43 now. A concussion or brain injury can dramatically change your life.
Up next, how you can take part in a new campaign.
good.
We got it. Yeah, we got it. Good morning, and we're going to give it back to you. Welcome to the Fox 9 Buzz. I'm Alix Kendall.
I'm Kelly O'Connell.
Oh, happy Friday. It's me.
Hey, where were you during the dance-off?
Yeah,
I
what were
seem
you
to have
doing?
missed you.
Well, you know what? And I
You
was
would
ready to
tie
dance,
your
and then,
shoe?
yep, my shoe. I had to tie my shoe. And then these pants, it takes a feet to get down to my shoe. So there was that. And then my scripts came a little
Had to
late,
call
so I
them
had to
out.
process those. We've added a was, so I had to
Oh,
set
my
up that.
goodness.
Well,
So I had to go.
Oh.
And then we had it around the desk, and then boom, it was gone.
And then your other shoe.
Oh, no,
Came
my other shoe was
undone.
fine. I mean, if you.
Do it.
Okay,
Give the
there he
people
is.
what they
He's
want, Keith.
over there on the other edge of the studio.
This is the best dance move I have there. Isn't that awesome?
Gosh.
Whoa, I don't think
We
you're
have
right.
never seen
That is not
I
for
may have just
TV.
done the splits.
That is not for TV.
Pull something.
I'm going to be sore the rest of the day.
You're on vacation mode, though, aren't you?
He is. Yeah, you
He's
are.
excited.
You're already gone. You're mentally, you're gone. Physically, he's here.
I can't blame you.
Okay.
People are gone mentally on a Friday, and especially when
it's this nice outside.
And a weekend Friday.
And I danced long enough that I think, did you guys just take the weather right out of there? Or are we still doing our weather there?
Are we talking about the weather?
55 minutes.
It's going to be perfect weather this weekend for people heading to St. Paul. They'll be cheering on Minnesota's capital city this weekend for extreme sports.
Yeah, Red Bull's Crashed Ice is back this year. Hundreds of thousands of spectators are expected to get in on the excitement
Our tons.
tonight. I've never seen it in person. This will be the first
At
time.
night it sounds to me like just a
excited.
great time to see it, just because it's all lit up.
Magical.
Yeah,
It is.
magical.
Ooh, you'll have to let us know
I will.
what it's like.
Hopefully, is it bad that I kind of want to see a big wipeout?
Shh.
No.
Okay, good. I kind of feel
No.
guilty, but
The blood.
Wipe out.
Usually
Okay.
just some-
but get back up and be fine.
Oh, okay. Very good.
Right.
Right.
It's a good thing they're
9:05
wearing
right now.
helmets.
Apparently, I'm an evil person. 9:05 right now. So, you can do the math. Get on a calendar.
54 days.
54 days.
Time. It's too
Try
late
it.
now.
Yeah.
When I heard that
spring
story,
break.
when I heard they tweeted this morning, spring break travel, come 2 hours early for a domestic flight to process.
That out?
Yeah, they tweeted that out at 5 o'clock this morning. So
boy.
again, I'm very happy I'm in the other terminal where security hopefully is not broken.
Yeah, those
Good
two
luck.
gates on either end, and sometimes they run together. That's how,
You merge
that's
in
how
the middle.
deep those
The
lines
I
are.
have a
Lines are
dance party
long.
there. Well, 9:08 this morning. If you skip your
Get
lunch,
up and walk around a little bit.
Does anybody, I mean, other than the bosses around here that go out for lunch, I'll probably get in trouble for that. But honestly, everybody else eats at their desk.
Yeah.
Once in a blue moon, I'll run out.
the 7 o'clock hour.
Yeah,
I'll go
sometimes
walk
we
around the
lose
lake
you for a
across
couple
the street.
hours.
Yeah, I'll just
and
leave.
Yeah. I run and get coffee sometimes.
Yeah.
I've done it for you guys
Yes,
before.
you
to
say
get out.
that seems a little more often than you volunteer to bring things back. I'm just noting.
Yes.
You
When
disappear,
was
we
the
don't
last
see you
time
for a
she-
while, and then you return, and you never say anything. So now I'm wondering exactly what you've been doing.
I always get coffee for you guys when I leave.
Just curious.
Always.
Okay.
It's
Those
your
of
that
us
was
that are
snack.
shuffled-
Yeah, yeah.
shuffled into this room.
All right. I time to make up for it.
Anyone want any coffee?
You know, on this study, though, I think people, you talk about the work aspect of the dining. When I, or my, read some news on the internet about a variety of things. This was before, you could do it on your
Yeah.
phone, but
It's
still.
hard
lot of
though,
crumbs
to get
in
away.
those
People
keyboards.
have so much
Yeah,
stuff
there
to
are.
do.
Think about all the crumbs.
Yeah. Gross.
The crumbs. A lot of them are on my very own desk.
You get the little,
Well, there's a popular it
Yeah.
moved around quite a bit. Then we said, then it was not bring it somewhere else, maybe to Waconia, maybe somewhere else. And Tim was like, did you like it in Waconia? No, you didn't like it. Ooh.
And he's from
Okay.
Laconia. Interesting. We'll see what happens. Hey, a new fashion trend for fingernails. One-time thing, and you just
I guess so.
For
All right.
people
Heaven
who
forbid
want
if you
to
have to
be
use the restroom.
hunted. I don't know. It's
and you can like caress.
whoa. I don't know. That's really strange. It can go along with those
Ugh.
glittery eyebrows.
Although we talked
Think of
about
the
yesterday.
combination. Oof.
I
lot
love
going
that.
on.
Some interesting fashion trends coming out. All right, still to come. A member of a boy band is facing a very tough custody battle.
Plus, a preview.
The Fox 9 Buzz on this Friday morning. We'll be right back.
Of One Direction, and we understand there are some new troubles for a young NFL star. I usually would talk to TMZ about all things Hollywood. We'll be talking about those stories, and maybe we'll discuss the Oscars coming up this weekend since, well, we'll be talking about Oscar fashions and who's up for an Oscar, and Hollywood, is a buzzing right now. We'll check in with TMZ in just a couple of minutes and discuss all of those subjects, but right now let's go back over to the couch. Has to say. Everybody's going to be tuning in for that. And of course, is it going to be Leonardo's big night? We'll see. Well, there's a custody battle for a member of One Direction. And also, we're talking about some troubles for a young NFL star. Now we have TMZ talking about all those things. Gary Trock. Nice to see you, Gary.
Hey, good morning.
Okay, let's start with One Direction member. It's Louis Tomlinson, who claims that the mother of his child isn't letting him see their son. So fill in the details here.
Yeah, this is.
Well, let's see what develops there. If he's able to see his new baby boy. All right, Gary Trock, we got to let you go from TMZ. Have yourself a good weekend, and we know we talk about
Thanks.
Oscars
You
next
too.
week for sure. All right, Gary Trock from.
Just a couple days ago. That's coming back, and now you get a green Twinkie.
This might
You know what's gonna
surprise
come
you,
out?
but I would try it.
I'd try it.
I like Twinkies. I so rarely have them.
That
But
means
the
you-
best part about it is you know that they haven't been around in the package for a long time.
That's
Because that's
true.
always a
That's
question
true.
about Twinkies.
You know they have to be
It's
new.
a new flavor,
That's
so
true.
it's got to be
That's a good
fairly
point,
new.
Alex.
And on a side note, I hope this means that the green ketchup is coming back too.
I do remember that. I remember that for sure. It's got to.
Well, it's 9:27 now. From the best pizza to a new place to eat sushi and sing karaoke with your best friends. We are talking about the hottest new restaurants to hit the metro.
Yeah, but first we're going to check in with him. It looks weird, doesn't it?
Sunny.
I know. There
Just
should be
looks-
snow
we're so used to seeing all
around
that
it.
Snow piled up all around it and everything else.
People freezing, but they won't be this
I
weekend.
like it
No.
though.
You can go
it
and
does
enjoy
look
it.
weird.
That'll be great
but
for
we'll
spectators.
embrace it. Hey, 9:30 right now. It's the Home Improvement Show. So big, it's taking up 2 weekends and all of the Minneapolis Convention Center.
The Minneapolis Home and Garden Show runs today through Sunday, and again March 4th through the 6th.
M.A. Roscoe,
All right, she deserves a little rest there. Well, on Monday, MA invites you to take a long, cool sip of nostalgia.
yeah, she visits the Whistler Soda bottling plant in Forest Lake to show us how this soda gets its throwback flavor.
Well, there's no shortage of fun and unique places to grab a bite to eat in the Twin Cities.
From little hidden delis to hole-in-the-wall diners to fine dining, there's something, of course, to please most palates. A handful of new restaurants and bars are popping up, and several are coming soon. And who better to tell us? Good morning, Stephanie.
Good morning. How are you guys?
Good morning.
Number one, good, because it's Friday. Number two, good, because you're here. Number three, I like the on the edge of something new. I like the
Yes.
prospect of a new place to go.
You want to
just
know?
To try.
You want the intel? And
I don't care.
know.
No, we want to know.
I don't care if it's hip and cool.
No.
I'm looking for good food.
No, and this is the thing, right? I mean, like, I think.
Oh, yeah.
I just think being excited about what's
Your list is Mucci's Italian.
Mucci's
Yeah.
Italian. I know. Fiction that happens on weekend mornings that is like.
Open since Prohibition. It finally has a cocktail room.
It does. So Norseman was the guy. Scott Irvin started
Really?
Kids. Yeah, it was just very.
Okay, now let's talk about combining sushi and singing.
I
so
know.
karaoke and a sushi lounge. And where is this? I got to find out.
This is in Seward. Then you have like your own private room. You got.
Close to the U of M campus.
Yeah.
You're going to get a lot of students. And
There's a lot-
And there's a lot of edginess in that
Yeah.
part of
I think
Minneapolis.
it's also sort of they've done something different.
All right, 2 new places at Mall of America.
Melt Shop, and that's also where the Shake Shack will end up
Yeah.
going. But then,
Wow. I'm
I
really
know.
hungry now.
I know.
Places that are opening up, a new diner in Longfellow.
Right, that just kind of we talked about that the other day. High Low Diner. They have the guys from Forge Modern Workshop, which is the design place. They brought
Very nice.
and they're gonna have the food is by the Blue Door.
In
Pub
5
people.
seconds. Okay, that's what it is.
And then the second thing about the Blue, right on, high five on that.
Tater tots and
God, I
nachos
love tacos.
combined. Stephanie March, thanks for joining us from Minneapolis St. Paul
Yeah.
Magazine. Always great suggestions, and we just were itching to
you
get
hungry.
out to the restaurants this
Exactly.
weekend.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
Well, of course, all this restaurants and all these things coming to town has us hungry for a little breakfast this morning.
Now, we're talking about actually sweet treats for breakfast. So what goes into making those delicious donuts so mouth-watering?
And forget walking in the